What is China's security policy shaping up to be in light of both Ukraine and other lessons learned from around the world? If you look at the PRC's only documents, their defense policy and strategy, their stated defense policy remains oriented toward advancing their sovereignty, their security, their developed interest while emphasizing a greater global role for China, okay? Beijing has demonstrated an increasing willingness and an ability to use effective military coercion and inducements to achieve these aims. Their aim is to be able to respond globally to any security challenge that threatens China's interest and to complicate the security calculus of potential adversaries by diverting, dividing, dissuading, and diluting their ability to threaten China. It has not gone unnoticed by the Chinese that 5 of our 7 mutual defense treaties, that is, treaties that stipulate that an attack on country X is the same as an attack on the United States and vice versa. Of the 7 we have globally, 5 of the 7 are in the Indo Pacific region. And going from north to south, we have South Korea, Japan, the Philippines, Thailand, and Australia. Okay? China's aim is to give our allies a bit of pause for thought before committing unilaterally to supporting the United States in a potential conflict with China. We have to be honest. China is capitalizing on the current administration's preference for unilateral action, skepticism towards foreign aid and multilateral institutions, and confrontational relationships even with our most traditional allies. And the Chinese are exploiting this by expanding their own relationships to increase their influence within international organizations and even within our own alliance structures. Okay? From a nuclear perspective, China's nuclear buildup is designed to provide them with extended deterrence as their interests expand and they entertain global ambitions. And this expanded nuclear deterrence, particularly in submarines, which is a strength of ours, is going to pose some unique dilemmas for us. Do we strike a Chinese nuclear-enabled submarine in the Indian Ocean, in the Persian Gulf, in the Caribbean, if we have to? Okay? Which goes back to my point about all of these conflicts are going to go global very quickly. Now, it's not surprising to any of our listeners that China's first goal is to project power, through the first island chain or beyond the first island chain and then the second island chain. But their ultimate goal is the global security for China. And this is, to a certain extent, explains, for example, their investment in port facilities all around the world. They want to be prepared to bring their power to bear wherever in the world they might need it. So I think all of these things speak to the overall strategy that the Chinese are looking at, and it kind of frames both their foreign policy approach to dealing with foreign nations as well as their military strategy. I remember when I came out of the Indo Pacific Command, and I went to the Africa Command to be the director of strategy, and the first question they asked me there was, are the Chinese going to build a base in Djibouti? And I said, absolutely. And they said, what makes you so sure? And I said, well, every other country on earth, or every other significant country, the United States, France, even Japan, the only Japanese military base outside of Japan, has recognized the importance of the Bab el-Mandeb, okay, and that sea line of communication choke point. So why wouldn't the Chinese put a base there, right next to ours and right next to the Japanese? And so all of these bases and the things that they're building are to enhance a strategy of being able to defend China's security interests wherever in the world it might be threatened.